The Surakarta Kingdom, also known as the Solo Sultanate, is a historical Javanese kingdom located in central Java, Indonesia. It was established in the late 18th century after the fall of the Mataram Kingdom and the subsequent division of the region into two distinct sultanates, Surakarta and Yogyakarta. The kingdom's capital, Surakarta, commonly referred to as Solo, became a center of Javanese culture, politics, and Islamic tradition. The creation of Surakarta was a result of both internal conflict and external pressures, particularly from the Dutch East India Company (VOC), which sought to exert influence over Java's political landscape. Surakarta was formally established in 1745, following a conflict known as the Yogyakarta War. The war occurred after the death of Sultan Ageng of Mataram, and it resulted in the division of the Mataram Kingdom into two parts, with one side forming the Surakarta Sultanate under Susuhunan Pakubuwono I, and the other forming the Yogyakarta Sultanate. The division was heavily influenced by the Dutch, who played a key role in orchestrating the political situation in Java to ensure their colonial dominance. Although Surakarta initially came under Dutch control, the Sultan maintained a degree of sovereignty, and the kingdom retained its importance in the region throughout the colonial era. Under the leadership of Sultan Pakubuwono I and subsequent rulers, Surakarta grew as a cultural and political center. The kingdom was renowned for its contributions to Javanese culture, including traditional arts such as batik, music, dance, and literature. The Keraton Surakarta, or the Palace of the Sultan, became the heart of the kingdom, serving as a center of governance and cultural expression. Surakarta's royal court was a major patron of Javanese art and literature, helping preserve traditional forms of dance and performance, such as wayang kulit, shadow puppetry, and gamelan, traditional Javanese orchestra. These cultural practices remain integral to Javanese identity today. However, despite its cultural significance, Surakarta's political power began to wane as the Dutch solidified their control over Java. Throughout the 19th century, the kingdom became increasingly subordinate to the Dutch colonial administration. The sultans of Surakarta were often forced to make concessions, including military and territorial support for the Dutch in exchange for maintaining a degree of autonomy. These relationships were complicated by uprisings, such as the Java War, 1825 to 1830, which saw resistance from Javanese rulers against Dutch control. In the aftermath of these revolts, Surakarta's political autonomy was further diminished, and the Dutch established a stronger colonial presence throughout Java. In the 20th century, Surakarta underwent significant political changes, especially following Indonesia's independence from the Dutch in 1945. The Sultan of Surakarta, Pakubuwono XII, played a role in supporting Indonesia's independence movement, though the kingdom's political power had already diminished by that time. After independence, Surakarta, along with Yogyakarta, was retained as a special region in the newly formed Indonesian Republic. The Sultan of Surakarta is still regarded as a cultural and symbolic leader, representing the traditional Javanese values that continue to shape Indonesian culture. Today, Surakarta is a vibrant city, with its royal heritage and cultural traditions continuing to be an important part of the identity of Central Java. The legacy of the Surakarta Sultanate endures in the preservation of Javanese traditions and its contributions to the cultural landscape of Indonesia.